Let me preface this discussion. Thank you for allowing me to serve on this panel with these excellent panelists. It's always a tough discussion for me to have when it comes to law enforcement, because yes, 34 years, more than half my life, I've been doing this. But I also realize that the African-American man and someone who tries to be a historian of my history, that that's an information that has to be shared. And if it's not shared, you're going to continue to have the mental health issues that we're having. We talked about bias, systemic racism. That's an everyday occurrence in the African-American community. And of course, that affects the police relations. So how do we deal with it? You got to have the discussion. When I was at Ramapo College, I taught race, crime, and justice. It's like a criminal justice class, it is, but however, it crosses all spectrums. Understand how race, the association with crime, and then how the justice system cannot be fairly giving out penalties for whatever infraction that was done. That plays a lot, and that's a discussion I like to share with my law enforcement officer. Deke mentioned earlier about the Little Rock Nine. We could point to other things like Miss Sissy Taylor, I believe her name, or Casey Taylor, who witnessed her attackers confessed to raping her, and you had two jurors that found the actors not guilty. Cultural, racial issue that has to be talked about. And I think if the law enforcement community or community as a whole is made aware of the history of the African-American community, then you fully understand the relationship between the African-American community and police and that trust aspect. So again, going back to the transparency, willingness to have that discussion, because though it's Black History Month, it's American history. And we can't shy away from what it is. American history, we have to have that discussion regardless of who it is. And I think that whole relationship building would make this, what Care Plus is trying to put across, even more acceptable. So that's the real discussion right there, transparency and the willingness to explore everybody's history.